What is up? Welcome to another epi of Cook with Kate. So first thing we're gonna do today is see if the audio is synced up with the video, because I turned everything down to 720, hoping that would help. But I can already see kind of on my OBS that it might have not. It's totally not. What is up, Jim? What are we gonna do? Okay, so it's for sure the internet then. So my CPU is only at 30. Like, it shouldn't be this slow. Is it at least a little bit better than yesterday's or the day before's? It's going good, man. Pretty chill so far. Did a bunch of research for you guys, have some pretty cool facts. It's gonna be a fun little stream. How's your day going? Mia! Hello, girl. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope it was swell. Alright, guys. So, menu going down. Gym, friends. Yeah. That's what I'm going to be doing after, is doing a little gym sesh, too. Okay, Tom Khagai soup. Mia, I think you've made this before. I'm pretty sure. You were the one that was telling me the ingredients. One of my favorite soups by far to eat. It's not super spicy, but I do love like all of the different herbs and stuff in it. It's very flavorful. And then I'm gonna make 2 desserts today because why not? So a white chocolate creme brulee, which we're gonna do in the oven. I'm not gonna do anything fancy with it. But this is one of those desserts that like a lot of people are scared to make because they think it's really hard, but I'm gonna show you just how simple it is. And then, I don't know if you saw the other stream, a couple of days back I made the coconut macaroons. So I do have a little bit of that leftover mix that I'm just gonna bake up a couple more of those today, nice and fresh, and those will go with the creme brulee. Something like nutty and crunchy. I always love to pair those two together. And then just a quick lava cake. I don't know if any of you have had those before, but they are amazing and so easy to make. And I think I might spike them with some Rolos, because why not? Okay, timeline. I originally said an hour, but I would say this will probably take an hour and a half start to finish. Oh my god, lava lamps. Those were the greatest things ever. It was always terrifying when you like accidentally knocked it over though. You're like, please don't break. Please do not break on the carpet. So the soup won't take more than 40 minutes to make, start to finish. And then while we're kind of simmering the soup together, that's when we can make our desserts. Make a lot of use of our time today. Ingredients going down. You guys ready? So chicken of choice. I actually have just like a bunch of carcasses, I guess, that were left over from when I deboned some chicken last week. So I have 5 there. And I'm just gonna simmer those a little bit in the broth while we're making it and then pull all of the meat off. That way I don't have to buy like any whole pieces of thigh or breast. I thought that'd be a good way to use those up. And then spices going into the soup. This is gonna be everything. So ginger, lemongrass, kaffir lime leaves. Our veggies are gonna be mushrooms, cabbage, beans. And then cilantro, 2 cans of coconut milk, a little bit of fish sauce for like that kind of funky, salty flavor. I guess umami if you wanted to get really technical. And then maybe a couple bird's eye chilies just to spice it up a bit. And some onion and garlic. Yeah, I already said that. I'm getting corrected off of stream right now. Classic. Jimger. Okay, creme brulee. You only need like 4 to 5 ingredients here. If you're not adding chocolate, then you only need 4 ingredients. So 4 egg yolks, 1/3 of a cup of sugar. We're gonna do that heaping. 2 cups of cream, and some white chocolate and vanilla. And this is gonna make 4 of these little ramekins. So single serve. And those bake for about 40 minutes in a water bath at 300 degrees. So very low temperature. We don't want to scramble our eggs in there. We just want to make a really nice and rich custard. And then lava cakes, 1/2 cup of butter, 6 ounces of bittersweet chocolate. You could probably use milk as well, just it won't taste as rich. And then 2 eggs and 2 egg yolks, so that's also gonna make it really nice and rich. Only 1/4 cup of sugar. And then a little pinch of salt to counteract our dark chocolate. That's always a really good combo. And 2 tablespoons of flour. But there are a lot of recipes to make a gluten-free version of these if you're scared of that. So just find it online. I think the one I'm using is from Food and Wine magazine, if you guys wanted to look for it online. Have I tried chocolate rise? What is that, Jim? That sounds delicious. Like a souffle? Okay, order of prep going down. Let's see if I can follow what I think I would be able to make everything. So we're gonna make the creme brulee first, just because those take that long to bake. And that way we know we have 40 minutes to do a bunch of other stuff. So after that, we're gonna prep the soup ingredients and simmer our chickens in broth. Let them cool off just a little bit so we can pull the meat off easily. And then once the creme brulees are baked, we can quickly scoop out the rest of our macaron or macaroon batter. Those only take 10 minutes to bake, so that'll be quick. So while those bake, we can make the lava cakes really quickly as well. And then we will have to bump up the heat just a bit to make the lava cakes after the macaroons. And that is why I did them afterwards, because it's always harder to cool off an oven than heat it up. And then after all of those are done, we are going to finish our soup with some of our veggies. We don't want to put the veggies in right away because they'll get soggy. You want to keep them nice and fresh and only put them in about 10 minutes before you plan to serve it. What is rise? Can you explain what rise is, Jim? I've never even heard of that. Okay, but first we're gonna do a little bit of Valentine's history and talk about some aphrodisiacs. So Valentine's Day, pretty much a day that we all know as one that we show our love to, whether it be your husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. It can even be just a day to appreciate your friends. Why not? I'm sure everyone would appreciate chocolate or flowers or even just a card. But the day first became associated with romantic love in the 14th century, so way, way back. And that's when the tradition of like courting people first flourished. In 18th century England, it evolved into an occasion in which lovers expressed their love to each other by presenting flowers, confectionery, and sending greeting cards. And even back then, those were already known as Valentine's cards. It's okay, Jim. Chocolate rice. I mean, that would be kind of like a rice pudding. You might have just needed some cream and something in there. I do not think you're dumb at all. I totally appreciate your accent and the way that you type that out. Believe me, I have a bunch of friends from everywhere, so I'm used to it. I know I would get it out of you, though, what you actually meant. So in 1868, Cadbury created the first heart-shaped box of assorted chocolates. And that quickly took over as the norm for the February 14th holiday. The U.S. Greeting Card Association reports that over 1 billion cards are given out every year on Valentine's Day, and that's just in America. That doesn't count the rest of the world. And the holiday has quickly become a major economic activity. I think it's a little like overdone now. I mean, I would save your money and go grab like the half-price chocolates the next day after. You gotta outsmart them. Ainies! Hello, sir. So total expenditures in the US in 2017 for the holiday topped over $18.2 billion. And people actually spend like $136 each on this holiday. Like, there's no way. I didn't even do a thing. I guess I am making a couple desserts and stuff, but that's so much better than just going out and buying a box of chocolates. I had to go red for Valentine's Day. Red on red. Yes, Finn. 70% off. It's true. It's the same thing with like Halloween candy. There should be no way that you're gonna pay full price with that. Okay, so now let's talk about something that may actually help you in terms of romance, which is cooking with aphrodisiacs. I just quickly Googled this earlier and found 19 foods that contain aphrodisiacs. I don't know if all of them work. Apparently they do, but let's just go into this a little bit further. I'm gonna list off some of the most popular ingredients that we would use and then list off the rest of them later. That kind of seemed like far-fetched. So first one is oysters, raw oysters. These are high in zinc and amino acids and have a reputation for being great for love and fertility. You guys all like raw oysters? I love them. They're so good. The next one is hot peppers. So we are using some bird's eye chilies today that I grew in my garden. And those are gonna go into the soup. And you Europeans probably know peppers as capsicums. Oh, I believe it, Ainies. Yeah, always be careful with oysters too. I mean, I guess you just have to trust who's serving them to you, but make sure you go somewhere that's reputable. So capsicum, that's the stuff that actually makes peppers spicy. And that stimulates the nerve endings on your tongue, and that releases epinephrine or adrenaline and increases your heart rate and releases endorphins. So if you ever want to spice it up a bit, just use some peppers. The next one is figs, fresh figs, of course. And they paradoxically symbolize both sexuality and modesty. So ripe fruit with seeds is like fertility, and then the fig leaf is a form of modesty. And that was also used by Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, if you guys are a little bit religious. And they're also full of potassium and antioxidants. Figs, really, really good. If you can ever find them fresh, definitely get that. Rapping while capping. Thank you for the follow. Next one, avocados. The Aztec word for avocado is ahuatl, which means testicle. Kind of makes sense because it is the shape. And it also contains high levels of folic acid and vitamins B and E, which can spike your energy levels. The next one, bananas. Your least favorite phallic fruit to eat in public. This contains bromelain, which is an enzyme believed to increase a man's sex drive. Oh, first thing, actually first, before we even get all of our trolls in here, I have to quickly add Amy's as a mod. Let me just find the mod command. Real quick, guys. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Okay, this should work. What? There's supposed to be, like, this command. Dash mod. Let me try again, guys. Yeah, add that to your resume, for sure. How come it's not working? Or do I have to type in usage? Done. Yeah. Did it work? No. Okay, that's what it's supposed to be. So, Amy's, did that work at all? That's it? Just slash mod? There we go. Yay. I told you guys I was terrible with computer stuff. Okay, let's add one more person. There we go. We're here. Teamwork making the dream work. Okay, next aphrodisiac coming up. Chocolate. And I'm using two kinds today. It's sensual from its aroma. And it also causes a spike in dopamine and contains phenylethylamine. That elicits excitement and well-being. And it's so silky and like tasty. I don't see why chocolate wouldn't be that. Okay, almonds and walnuts. So apparently these have been a symbol of fertility in art for forever. They're also a prime source of fatty acids, which help with hormone production. And even the smell of almonds is said to trigger arousal in women. Now we know. Homegrown eyebrows. Okay, two more, guys, and then we're gonna get started. Vanilla. I think we can all agree that this is like one of the sexiest smells that can also create a calming effect. I don't think I've ever met someone that doesn't like the smell of vanilla. And last one, honey. It could be a word that you call your significant other. I know I use it all the time. Hello, abs. But it's also a symbol of procreation. And we could also see that like in the word honeymoon. So they used to give mead, which is an alcohol made from honey, to newlyweds on their honeymoon day. It's true, Finn. Only real vanilla is good. And then honey also contains boron, which helps to regulate both estrogen and testosterone levels. Young Mises, you're being held for review. Now what? Acacia honey. I don't know if I've tried acacia honey. Have you ever heard of manuka honey? That's a really expensive one that you'll find in like health stores, but it's supposed to help you get rid of any colds. I mean, I just use this jar of goodness whenever I'm feeling off. Tablespoon of that, you're good to go. Okay, other aphrodisiacs include coffee, watermelon, arugula, olive oil. So pretty much olive oil is in a lot of things that we cook with, right? Strawberries, pomegranate, and cherries. So any berries, I'm sure, just because of their antioxidant levels. And then the last one was whipped cream. But everyone's like, well, it doesn't do anything to the body, but it just like makes you get excited, I guess. Who doesn't like whipped cream? It's like fluffy and silky. You could do both, Jim. So you can put it into a tea or just have like a spoonful of it and let it coat your throat if you're feeling off. Okay, back to the beginning. Let's get started. Did I missed Super Cats too. Thank you for the follow. I was getting too excited, guys. Down with the spray whip, yeah. They make a coconut version now too. It's so good. Okay, first things first, creme brulee. So the steps that we are going to take. We are going to need to heat up our cream on the stovetop. Keep it at a pretty low temp. You don't want it to boil over. And then while that is heating up, we can whisk our egg yolks with sugar. And then they should start to turn like a more pale color. And that's when you're gonna mix in your cream. But before we just pour the cream in, we have to whisk in the chocolate and melt that in together. So let's get this going. And then I guess while I'm doing that, I should also preheat the oven. 300 Fahrenheit. And then I'm gonna do the creme brulee in the little red ramekins, guys. I thought it would look really nice, color contrast with white and red. Keeping with the theme today. And then here's gonna be my little bowl for mixing. So yolks and sugar into the bowl, and then 2 cups of cream into a little saucepan. Gotta check your cream before you use it. Boom, ba-boom. Let's do this already. Does anyone have any Valentine's horror stories? What's up, Bayali? Gangsta. Okay, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, and we're gonna do it heaping. Because it said like plus 4 teaspoons, which sounded so silly to me. I don't know about that, Viali. I just thought I would help you guys out. Ainies, it's confirmed. You guys got dates tonight or what? Okay, 4 egg yolks, but I only have duck eggs, so I'm gonna do 3 duck egg yolks. That's a good one, Mia. Okay, look how big this is compared to like a chicken yolk. Oh, did you see that hanging? They're huge. It dripped right on the book, guys. Oh, I guess that's true. Holy Jim Jim. He's staying up late. Do it. I converted you. They're so good. Yeah, it's like 1.5 eggs. I appreciate you guys always coming in here late night. I mean, I always love to watch cooking shows if I was like going to bed late. By all means. And you know it was usually only on? Guy Fieri. Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Okay, this is almost boiling. And then I just have a little bit of white chocolate, probably, let's say 1/2 cup worth. But you can add like as much or as little as you want. Let's whisk these yolks up real quick. I've never made creme brulee with duck eggs yet though, so I don't know how this is gonna go. So this is how the yolks first look. Just really yellow and like dark. But you should whisk them up enough with the sugar that they'll turn a little bit more pale. That is no problem, Mia. I already told you this every time. Peeking on my cream. Okay, now look at them. And like, look at the consistency. Do they wash the eggs? I'm guessing so. I mean, there's never really any, like, poop on the outside. But, like, even these duck eggs that we get from a farm are, like, completely white. So they must. Okay, that's what we're looking for. This is called ribbons. Now you know. That's very interesting, Amy's. I mean, I remember buying eggs when I was in Paris. And, like, they were all still clean and stuff. That was one of the funniest things, though, is I was looking for eggs in the fridge when I was in Paris. And then I just stumbled upon them, like, on the outside of the aisle. I was like, oh, yeah. They don't put them in the fridge here. Oh. Okay, this is just about to boil. So instead of me letting it boil over, I'm just going to turn it off and then whisk in the white chocolate. Just make sure there's no lumps left. You want it really nice and smooth. Oh, Kush is upset. Buttberg, happy Valentine's, lady. How are you? Yeah, we have to keep our eggs in the fridge. It's so weird. But what did you pick for your husband? Steak or salmon? Okay, now we're getting technical, guys. So this is like this part that everyone is scared of when they make creme brulee. And we're just gonna slowly whisk our cream into our eggs. It can be a little bit hard by yourself, but just do it nice and slow. You don't want to pour all of the hot cream in at once though, because you might get scrambled eggs instead of custard. So just add a little bit at a time. And really pay attention to the consistency. And then pretty much once you've done like an initial cup of it, you should be able to pour the rest in. And that's it. That's our creme brulee mixture already done. Lithuania. No! Actually, takeout Mexican is pretty deadly. Okay, now all we have to do is pour this into our ramekins. I've also done a white chocolate creme brulee where I put raspberries on the bottom as well. It turns out so good. It goes kind of like tie-dye. And then, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a bunch of bubbles on top of there. And we don't want that because that is gonna leave like a little film on there. So I'm just gonna go grab a torch really quick and kind of torch those off. This is the fun part. Ready, guys? Oh. She's got skills. Oh, Matt. Okay, be right back. 2 seconds. Is there a barbecue lighter? On the other side or?
In the drawer on the left. There is it.
Yep. Fire! Mia's actually crying. Just go over it lightly and you'll start to see the bubbles disappear. This is just like a little kitchen trick that I know. Thought I would share. Because otherwise you would have to wait for those all to go away before you bake these. And nobody got time for that. Obviously don't go too close or you might actually cook the custard on top. Okay, we're good. Good and good. This is just like a huge barbecue torch that we use. That's a hairdryer. I wonder if you could use a hairdryer, guys. I really do. Okay, a little bit of stuff dripped onto here on the top. I'm just gonna take it off real quick. And then the next thing we have to do is pour some water into the bottom of this pan. And this is gonna help the custard cook really nice and evenly. Butane. The more you know, guys. But we only have to fill up the water about halfway up the ramekins. You don't have to go like really close to the top. And obviously be really careful when you are taking this out of the oven later, because that hot water is scary. I will let you guys think that. Nicest trailer park of life. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's Ricky's trailer over there. The neighbors. Okay, these are going in, and I'm gonna set a 40-minute timer. And then give them a little jiggle and see where they are at that time. Okay, so we used water in the bottom of the pan. Yeah, so it doesn't crack, but also so it cooks really evenly. You could also do the same thing with cheesecake. Anything that's really custardy like that, it always helps to have some steam in the oven. All right, guys, I'm not gonna make the lava cake mix yet, just because we need to start our soup. So I'm gonna start the broth first, but not add any of the veggies, and that way I can kind of, I guess, poach our chicken carcasses in the broth and then pull them after. Okay, first thing going in, we're gonna saute onion, garlic, and the ginger and lemongrass and lime leaves. Yes, midnight snack, do it. Okay, I won't cut the onion yet then. Onion will just chill. What is this? Is this the radio? Why? We got a ghost. You crazy music. Hey, we're good, we're good. What? Raffaello cake? What is that? What is that? So I have 2 lemongrass stalks here. I'm probably gonna use this whole piece of ginger, 3 garlic cloves, and an onion. So I'm just gonna cut the bottom off of the lemongrass first, as well as like the really grassy, stringy tops. This is like one of the greatest smells ever, by the way. Love using lemongrass. And then let's just give it a couple of whacks. And that'll loosen up the aromas and flavors. And then that way I don't have to slice it really thin. So I'll do like 3-inch lengths. And then I can strain it out of the soup easily after. Because it is quite tough. Never, Ainies, never. Smash our garlic. These can go in whole as well. The flavor will definitely come out into the soup after like 40 minutes. So you don't have to worry about chopping those up fine or anything. Okay, next thing, our onion. This can be diced up a little bit more fine. Anything that you're going to leave in the soup to eat later on, you'll want to at least make it bite-sized. So it should be able to fit onto your spoon and not be awkward to put into your mouth. So let's do like a medium dice here. Nothing too fine. Posh is like, I'm out. There's no carrots or anything here. Take a bite? I can't. I'm already crying. Oh God. crying on Valentine's Day with Kate. It burns. And I'm dropping it. It's flying everywhere, guys. Will you be my Valentine? Oh my God, do not. Is that how I'm gonna get my subs? By eating a raw onion? Terrible. I don't know if that's worth it, guys. I could do like one bite. But you're the greatest. Oh, you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna cut this up a little bit smaller just because they have so many little fingers on this ginger. I don't want to waste too much by peeling it off. I'm still crying. And it's a lot easier to use a small knife for this. One thing I was gonna say, guys, is that the $9.99 sub and the $24.99 sub, I haven't put emotes up for those yet. So the first one to do those subs, we'll create an emote together of your choice. It has to be food related though. You actually aren't, but I think you were like the second though. Hawaiian pizza? Yes, Jim. I'm so down for that. It's my favorite. So $9.99 value. You can make another emote for it, and same with the $24.99. So the $9.99 I think is what, like 4 months? Bye, Jim. Have a good sleep. Get your rest there, sir. But I am starting to think of some really good incentives for you guys. Just stay tuned. I did a lot of research this morning and thinking. Okay, but I didn't even see that. Okay. You have a great night. Have a good Valentine's Day. Ah! And also for those bigger subs, I thought I would like dedicate a full stream to them. Ah! With their username like up on the title and everything. Okay, let's just, I guess, slice this really nice and thin. You don't have to worry about it being too strong in the soup because that flavor will cook out. And it'll go more sweet than spicy. Sleepy boy. eat a raw ginger piece and you'll donate $1. What is this, like Fear Factor, guys? I do love ginger though. How big does it have to be? Like this one? Ginger is also good when you're sick. Yeah, honey ginger tea with like lemon slices in it. My favorite. Throw a cinnamon stick in there. Yeah, and maybe some like rum or whiskey. Good night. That's too big, Viali. I don't want to die. You know how spicy that is? I love pickled ginger. Love, love that. Okay, and I was able to find like a little packet of lime leaves at the store. I was so stoked. I did not think I would be able to. So, do I want to add all of these? I think so. It's like a good handful here. And then we won't have to add any lime later on. Okay, I'm gonna save this for you guys. Maybe I'll pop it in my mouth once everything gets going. Tristan, we are making a Thai coconut soup, also known as Tom Kha Gai. And then I'm making 2 desserts for tonight, just because it's Valentine's Day. And Scuffed Shakespeare, I just saw your follow. Welcome. So pretty simple soup, but that gives us time to make some really nice desserts if you're trying to impress someone. Let's get this pot on. I think I'm gonna start the soup with coconut oil instead of like an olive oil or anything. Just to keep the flavors all in line. Let's do a couple tablespoons into the pot. Naps are key. I would love to be a professional napper. A full ginger or 2 bites of an onion. You guys are cray. This song makes my day, by the way. Did I sleep in? Never. I'm up at like 6 or 6:30 every morning. I used to hate getting up early though. Now I think my body's just used to it. I know, so early. That way I can see my boyfriend though before he goes to work. I make us smoothies and stuff. Start the day right. See, Tristan's even earlier. Holy. Actually, I used to do a job that started at 6:30. I did like landscaping one summer when I was still in high school. And we started at 6:30 in the morning. It's true, Mia. Actually, we've been good lately. I don't know, maybe he's been watching the stream or something. There's been no motorbike, no nothing. Trying to open the coconut milk here. It's not working. You get up at 4:30, Finn? What? Finn's the rock star here. Maybe Tristan. Okay. Oil's smoking. You guys know what that means. Everything in the pot. We're gonna let that stuff cook a bit until it's at least a little bit caramelized. That'll give us the most flavor in our soup. Hey, you're such a night owl, Mia. I used to be. That's the one perk, is even if you're at work early, at least you're off early. Yeah, we've had some fresh mayo in chat today, Amy's. We're good. Make Amy's mod and everyone's just terrified. Have a great rest, sir. What's up? Yes, let's get Finn's dish. Oh, Amy's, you can't go yet. Look at this. They're just waiting for you to leave. I love it. Have a great night, sir. It's smelling good. Okay, next thing going in the pot is going to be our coconut milk as well as the chilies. And then we'll fill it up a little bit with water. I might add some like chicken stock prepared. And then we're gonna do the chicken carcasses in there. And then after those are done, we'll put the rest of the veggies in. Exactly. He was off from the get-go. He doesn't even know what he's talking about, Amy's. Okay, I'm just gonna fill my measuring cup with some hot water so I can mix the chicken stock in. A boot. Does it actually sound like that? Because I swear I don't say it like that. A boot. That's fine. I'm totally fine if it sounds like that. If anything, I love it. That makes me me. I'll just keep stirring this pot over here, guys. Since watching streams. It does that to you. Especially if you're alone, like, at least then you feel like you have people around you. Always. Amy's has a struggle going on. Love you guys. I put a good squeeze of the chicken stock in there. I'm just gonna whisk it up. Oh my god, Letterkenny. So good. Did they not make a show now, Finn? I swear. I love those comments, guys. Hey, we're almost there. The bottom of the pan is getting a really nice brown color. That's what we want. Stir it up. And we only have 17 minutes left on the creme brulee. And then it should be done around that time. That's pretty quick. Yeah, come on, man. That's not even enough for a ban. So the series is on Crave. Kate, I'll have to check it out. Because I did love the YouTube videos. Hilarious. So today we are making a savage soup. Maybe that's why the neighbor hasn't been around. Hey guys, just a bag full of bones and meat. Limping, it's going swell. We're just getting the soup started and we already have creme brulees in the oven. Halfway baked. How's your day going? Okay, one more stir and then we're gonna add our liquid. And we're gonna need enough liquid to pretty much cover our chicken. That way it'll cook nice and evenly. So far I've added 6 cups of water / stock. What? That sounds delicious, Limping. Are you cooking for someone special today? Hey, that should be enough broth. We're good. That's about 10 cups. What? We got a new cheer, the first order. Thank you. Don't do it, Jim Jim. Don't do it. Have an orange or something. Yeah, kind of the same with me, Limping. We don't do a ton for Valentine's, but I like to make a dessert for my boyfriend, so I threw that in the mix today. Okay, I'm just gonna stir this up a bit to get whatever was stuck on the bottom of the pot, because that's all of our flavor. And then let's bring this up to a simmer before we put the chicken into it. And you know what? I'm gonna add the chilies now as well. It's actually a town in Ireland. Holy. The first order was the follow and the cheer. Here's a heart for you. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Tristan, you always keep me on point when I miss my followers. I swear I have my back turned every time. And like I even extended the length of time to 15 seconds and I still don't see it. But I know you guys forgive me. Okay, I can turn this pot back up now. And then I guess I can start to prep some of the veggies and stuff for our soup. Why not? Okay, not a whole onion though. Did I ever figure out my sounds? No. But I will tell you in a sec what is going on. I love the kitty too, Finn. It is really cute. Okay, Jim. See you next time. Maybe tomorrow. We're doing a whiskey sous vide pork chop. So, sounds, guys. I have them all uploaded. Everything should work. It works for me on my preview. But for some reason, like Streamlabs cannot talk to OBS correctly. And that's all OBS's fault. I've done a ton of research on this already. And pretty much because it is a free program, they don't really care about fixing it for us. And this has been going on since November. And I also tried to find like a new streaming software, but they don't make a ton for Macs. Super annoying. Yes, Limping. That's such a good point. Gotta choose the Walla Walla. Anies, yeah, go to bed. I think we're safe. Have a great night, sir. Always good chats. Doggo is here. Okay, let's do the sneaky camera look. She's hiding on her carpet over there. She's being a really good girl. Did you always smell like onions? Yeah, welcome to the Onion Fam. And thank you for the follow, Limping. I appreciate that fully. Okay, so the cabbage from yesterday from the tacos, I had quite a bit still. I'm gonna dice this up into pretty big pieces. What you need? I'm getting weird looks, guys. I don't know why. So not too big though, because you still want it to fit on a spoon, right? Try and keep it all uniform as best as you can. These pieces might be a little too big. Sounds good, Limpin. And I think I'm gonna cut this in half first, just to keep the size more consistent. They're doing wine now instead of onions? What? That is sad. Their onions are very underrated. See, now Doggo is here, guys. We've actually turned all of our onions into wine, guys. I don't know what happened. So the cabbage core is like Posh's favorite snack. So I guess because it's so crunchy. And what kind of bowl do I want to put this stuff in? I could probably even just put it into this little guy. Anyone that is watching right now, have you guys gone out for Thai food before or had this soup? That's lame. This is smelling so good already. Tristan, I like your fun facts all the time. It's like, even though I'm teaching you guys stuff, I always learn stuff from you as well. You've never had Thai food? Oh my goodness. Well, I think this should be one of the first things that you make. Just because it is so simple and like a really good introduction into classic flavors in Thailand. It's not overly spicy. And now I am going to chop up this cilantro. This is going to go directly into the soup. I know some of you might be scared of it, but you'll be pretty surprised by how much the flavor does cook out in the soup. It would not taste the same if you didn't add it. Let's just put it that way. We're gonna do the stems and all. I think the stems are almost like more fragrant than the leaf itself. Yeah, hey Finn. He's gonna be like 2 days in a row. But this is one of his favorite soups. That's why I don't understand his hatred for it. It's like you eat it in the things that are really good. Just accept it. Okay, maybe I'll go over this one more time. Or maybe there's just more like stronger flavors in the soup. For example, the lemongrass and the ginger. But that trio works so well together. Cilantro, lemongrass, and ginger. Okay, soup is almost simmering. I will put the chicken into it now. So I have 5 chicken carcasses here. I'm not sure if they're all gonna fit into the pot right away, so I might do 3, let them cook, and then do the other 2. We'll see. Let's push the limits, guys. I'll go in with tongs in just a sec and fix those up. I think I'm gonna stand them up. Did I actually go to the gym last night? I did. It was like an arm day, I guess. Arms, back. Today's leg day. Gotta work off all those desserts. See, I used to go to a gym like that, and now the gym that we go to, there's maybe 10 people in it at all times. So much better. It's not distracting. Okay, I think that's the best we're gonna do, guys. I'll give them a stir in a couple minutes. See if I can adjust this so you can actually see what's in the pot. Yay! Seeing things. I've never been asked to train somebody, but I do have like a personal training book. That is something I'm interested in doing. I'm all for health and fitness. Yeah, I've done spots and stuff for people, no problem. I'm a nice gym person. Okay, creme brulees are still jiggly, guys. So I'm gonna do another 10 minutes. And then I'll show you them when they come out. What you'll look for to see if they're done or not. There should be like a little bit of a jiggle, but the sides should definitely hold their shape. Hush. Where you at? so bad at catching things now. It's freezing. No. No. Okay, so the other thing I have to put in the soup, I have fresh mushrooms, but I want to use up these dried mushrooms that I used in the ramen. I don't know if you guys were watching me when I made that, but they're just dried shiitakes. They take about half an hour to soften up in a broth, but they do come out to like a really nice mushroomy texture. They don't go slimy or soggy or anything. And she might have glaucoma. She's almost 11 years old now. She's an old lady. But one thing I do love about dried mushrooms is the different shapes on the tops of them. So like they're all very different. So artistic. And I will say these are a little bit stinky when they're dried, but I promise they're so good in soups. Like this whole bag full was $10. There's no way you'll find that amount of mushrooms, especially shiitakes, for only $10. Fun with fungi. Yeah. Okay, what else? These beans are still a little bit frozen. These were picked from the garden last summer. They're just traditional like French beans that are long. That's a good question, Tristan. I mean, I was originally going to go into fashion design of sorts. But at this point, I would probably say like personal training or something health-wise, just because I have always been like a sport nut. I played competitive soccer for quite a while when I was young. I also do like cutting hair. Like, I would definitely say something using my hands. Not a desk job for sure. Hockey. I'm always down for hockey. I've never really been one to like play rough though in my sports. Like I never really slid or got into many fights when I played soccer. I was more for like skill and speed and stuff. Give our chickens a little flip here. And then the one benefit from using the whole chickens in our soup is the bones are going to give us really great flavor. And then all of the collagen from the skin and the joints is going to make our broth really nice and rich and thick. Oh yeah, when I was younger, I always went to the ODR, or the outdoor rink, and played hockey. It's a thing. Yeah, soccer was so much fun as a kid. I haven't touched a ball in years. Like years. But I don't really miss it. I don't know why. Maybe just because I can't commit to playing on a team. I like doing my own thing right now. So that pot's just coming to a boil. What? That's crazy limping. So I did a soccer academy in high school, and we actually went and played in Italy in like a mixed boys and girls team against Italian teams. Super, super fun tournament. Yeah, soccer allowed me to travel to quite a few places when I was younger. I'm blessed. Kept me out of trouble too, I guess. So just right now, while you guys are watching, I'm just cutting up the beans to like smaller bite-sized pieces. And then we'll probably throw these in the soup when there's maybe 5 to 10 minutes left. They won't take very long to heat up. Are you huge into football, Tristan, like the rest of the Americans are? Field hockey. Interesting. I'm learning so much from you guys. I love it. I think Posh might like this. She likes beans. Did she used to pick them out of the garden?
Still does.
So Posh likes to pick the beans off the stalk in the garden in the summer. She just helps herself.
And please.
Same with like raspberries. Even though the bush is pokey, she'll still get in there. She's a garden raider, guys. Don't trust a Posh. Oh, dogs, right, Finn? Gotta love them. Okay, I'm gonna turn this down just a touch still. I don't really want it to boil. I just more want it to simmer. I can already see there's some chicken fat building up over there. Delicious. And guess what? We have 5 seconds on our creme brulee timer. Let's check them out. So watching the camera over here, I'm just gonna jiggle them a little bit. See how the mill is still pretty soft looking? I think these are still gonna take an additional, let's say 7 minutes. You only want it to jiggle like a really small amount in the center. You don't want to eat a soupy creme brulee, it's not fun. Oh, I guess you weren't in when I put the water in. Yeah, I'm a little out of sync, John. I just have to get better internet. I've already turned everything down to 720. But hopefully you can deal, because I know my other viewers can. So, water, Tristan. Yes, Finn. So that'll help them to not crack, which usually it's not creme brulee that will crack, but more cheesecake if you're doing a thicker custard. And then the water also helps it to cook faster, because it kind of steams it from the outside. Just a little trick. I know, you have to learn these things. You gots to. You love deviled eggs. I really enjoy deviled eggs too. Not all the time though. Like, I think I would get sick of them if I had to eat it every day. But they're definitely a guilty pleasure at like family gatherings and stuff. I do enjoy making them too. They're quite fun to make. Is that your favorite thing to eat, Tristan? Or are you just snacking on them right now? Pizza. Yes, pizza fam. 100%. I would eat pizza every day for sure. So here is the veg for the soup. Cilantro is just in the little bowl here. But everything else is good to go. What kind of pizza then? Give a little shimmy around with these chicken pieces here. Ah. Just gonna try and test the meat with my tongs. I think we need like a good 8 more minutes on these guys until I can pull them out and then pull the meat off. For a Canadian Finn, I love that you said that. I agree with that. Do you ever get it from TNT? I haven't added the fish sauce in yet, so I'm gonna do that now. Just a couple of squirts, you don't want to overdo it. I maybe added like a teaspoon and a half. What are you talking about, Tristan? I've understood everything you said. You're fine. I'm more worried about myself forming proper sentences. Hawaiian pizza for the win! Yes! Have you ever had it with kind of a smoky barbecue sauce on it? Oh, so good. Or spicy banana peppers. That's sometimes my go-to. Finn, you should also try the barbecue meats at TNT. Like the duck or the crispy pork. Do it up. So good. Okay, 1 minute on brulees. I'm just gonna clear all this stuff off the board. Because I said I was gonna bake the coconut macaroons before the lava cakes, right? So I should probably get those ready. Holy, 30 days straight? And you were still skinny? Yeah, Finn, duck. Peking duck. Or did you just feel terrible from eating pizza? Like last year in 2017, I probably had it every Friday. At least once a week. That was my treat day. Slowing down. Okay, here is our macaroon mix. You guys might remember the other night when I made them and they kind of like splattered out. That should not happen today. And then I also have this little heart mold. I want to see if it will stay in the heart shape or not for Valentine's Day. Scurvy. Nobody wants the scurvy. Eat your citrus. Okay, those are still wobbling. I would say this will probably take an hour, the creme brulees, not 40 minutes like the recipe said. Sorry, I had to be right back for a sec. What's the bag on the counter to the left? That's tall and dark. Oh, you don't even want to know what that is. Deadly things. I might need one now. Thanks for reminding me. Come on, Tristan, focus. Getting my chocolate in on Valentine's Day. I'm gonna put this into the chocolate lava cake. And that way it'll be like caramelly and gooey. Okay, turn this guy down. And let's scoop this out. So you can see how much this is hardened up. I'm gonna try and press it in to this little form, but I really don't think it's gonna come out heart-shaped. Like, it's not that much of a heart. Like, I feel like it would need a bigger indent there. So let's just do rounds, because those will probably end up looking like blobs. And an ice cream scoop is the best thing to use for this. That way you'll always get consistent sizes. This stuff is sticky now. Oh, what happened here? I broke it, guys. I broke it. Okay, 2 minutes on our brulees, if you want to know the ETA. I'm not really packing it. I'm just making sure nothing is really hanging over the sides too much, because those little pieces of coconut tend to burn really fast. And I'm just making it like even on the bottom, I guess. Just my scoop is a little bit weird right now, so I want to make sure that it is full. Limping, I think I made this mix-up like 2 days ago, if you wanted to go back and get the recipe. Looks like the inside of a pumpkin, kind of. Good observation. Okay, there's this little guy. This little one will be a Kate snap. We'll pull it out earlier. Definitely one of my favorite macaroon recipes though, because it does use a whole egg instead of just whites, which is typically the other recipes. And this tends to just keep it a lot more rich and chewy, rather than being really hard on the outside and dry. So there's our little balls. Those will go in after the creme brulee comes out. Can you guys see the chicken fat starting to form on top of the soup? I think so. It's like around the outer edges. Yeah, way better stream. I don't know what was going on yesterday. Okay, so let's see these now. So they're jiggling a lot less. I think they're good. Now the next thing I have to do is take them out of the water bath and start them cooling off. Be very careful at this part. Yeah. Tacos bring the crazies. For sure. I think I'm just gonna use a little sheet pan. And maybe a pair of tongs. These are rimmed, so it shouldn't slide out. I mean, I hope not. I'm just gonna put a pot holder underneath. When did I make the macaroons? Sunday? No. Monday? On the holiday? Yeah, I made them on Monday, limping. They're so good, kept in the fridge as a snack. And then you could also dip the bottoms in chocolate. You got lots of options. You could also mix in some cocoa and make them chocolate flavored. Yeah, she is here, Tristan. She's chilling. Okay, now we can pour the hot water out of our pan. And if you didn't spill any creme brulee, then that's still clean. I did touch the top of one of these with the tongs. I'm a little bit sad, but no wine, not yet. Here we go. There's our brulees. See where I kind of damaged it? That's okay though. We'll just fill it with sugar. So I'll let these sit out at room temp for just a little bit. The recipe said to let them cool in the fridge for 4 hours, but I think I want to pop them in the freezer a bit, just not right away, otherwise the container might break open. Sugar fixes everything. So true. Okay, so let's reheat our oven now. We're gonna do 385. Let's get a check on these guys. Flip this over. Perfect. I'm able to pull the meat off now. So I'll just take this out and let it cool off first. Just because I don't feel like burning my fingers. What did those take? Maybe about half an hour? 20 minutes? And then once the meat is pulled off, we're not going to add it back into the soup until right before we serve it. That way it'll stay really nice and tender. Smells amazing. Our carcasses, guys. I think I want to have a little taste of this broth now. It's taunting me. There's a good fat layer on top of there now. Without any salt yet, it's really aromatic. It's good. Might need to add a little bit of something sweet later, we'll see. But I'm not gonna doctor it up or season it at all until I have all the veggies added as well. Because those could change the flavor. So next thing up is our lava cakes. I have another set of ramekins here. Same size as the creme brulee ones. You can probably find those at any houseware store, I would say, or a Walmart of sorts. And we have to butter and flour the ramekins first before we put the batter in, so don't forget to do that. That will help the lava cakes to come out really nice and clean. And that was our oven for our macaroons. And one more thing, limping, is I have a double pan here. Because coconut macaroons tend to burn on the bottom before they're cooked all the way through. This is another little trick. And these are gonna go in for 10 minutes. Finn! Fresh butter. Just using a pastry brush to brush the inside of the ramekins. Just like this. Make sure you get the bottom too. I think it makes everyone's brain happy. I could not live without butter. Or any oils of that sort. None of that junk. I mean, sometimes though. Those sprays are pretty good when you make pancakes. I have to say. But there's definitely no margarine in this house. Margarine. Margarine. Now I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on the inside and roll it around and then tap out whatever excess there is. You just want a nice thin coating. You don't want to just dump like a half cup of flour in there and be like, yeah, I'm good. Give it a little tap. I love breakfast for dinner. I could totally do a brunch day. That used to be one of my favorite things to eat when I was young. So it should look like this. Just nicely coated. I do make some pretty bomb pancakes, guys. Yes, French toast, so good. Because it's so easy, right? Like, it's made with pretty much everything you have in your house at all times. Bread, even if it's dry. Eggs and milk and sugar and cinnamon. Did the French invent French toast? Good question. Okay guys, I'm writing down breakfast stream so I don't forget. What is up? Yes, Bran. Stir fries are the best as well. So easy to whip up. Do you guys like eggs Benedicts? Like fancy breakfasts? Yes. Hollandaise on everything. And crispy hash browns. Okay, our recipe for our lava cakes. I need half a cup of butter and 6 ounces of dark chocolate. That's gonna be melted together on a double boiler. No, there's not a chance you're gonna make hollandaise from a can. I taught my mom how to make it the other weekend by hand. So easy. I remember at school the one day that I learned to make hollandaise, I went to my job after work, like always. And they always asked me what I learned in school. And then that day I said, oh, I learned how to make hollandaise. So then they made me make a 20 yolk hollandaise by hand. It probably took me a good half an hour of just whipping the butter into the yolks. That definitely taught me a lesson though. If you don't know how to make hollandaise by hand after that, then you should just stop. Okay, a little bit of double boiler talk. Whenever we're doing a double boiler, you never want your water to touch the bottom of the bowl, because that's doing the exact opposite of what you're trying to do. Because you don't want to actually cook whatever is in the bowl, you just want to slowly melt it. So always make sure that your bowl fits into your pan properly as well. That's almost mean. Oh, to me that's not mean. I mean, kitchens were a lot worse, I think, back in the day. The alley. Oh yeah. So let's put this onto a medium high heat, let's say. And we can add our butter and chocolate right away. Your useless roommates. Classic. The amount of times I have heard those two words in the same sentence. Okay, if you're ever looking at chocolates in the store, this is the perfect amount for lava cakes. So it says right on the pack, 6 ounces. Oh, and look, there's a lava cake right on it. Now we know. Oh wait, it says look in the box for a recipe. I totally didn't. How accurate is it? Let's see. This only uses 4 ounces of chocolate with half a cup of butter. I like my recipe better. More chocolate. So it does come in pretty big bricks. Has actually a really cool design on the back, if you guys can see that. But I'm just gonna break it up a little bit smaller. That way it'll melt faster. Always be really careful when you're chopping chocolate. Sometimes it has a mind of its own. Always with the bricks. You know it, sir. Yeah, you are. The real question is, though, what kind of candy bar? Treat yourself. It's Valentine's Day. That's just a straight up excuse to eat chocolate. Even if you bought it for yourself. Oh. Let's check them out. They're still being crazy, guys, in there. And I think they need 2 minutes. Mini Snickers and Milky Way. Good choices. Those are like OG. Everyone's favorite chocolate, and go. Or chocolate bar. You gotta type.
I'm thinking.
Mine is Reese's. Any type. Oh, Butterfingers. Yes. Bounty. Coconut. Finn likes all things. We know this. Yeah, Butterfingers. Pop those in the freezer for a couple of minutes beforehand. So good. Okay, let's get our half cup of butter into our pot here. Has anyone been to either the Hershey's, like factory, I guess it's called, or the M&M store in Vegas? I don't know where else they have them. Oh, Kit Kat. Yes. Nestle factory, that'd be unreal. I really liked the M&M one. It was so interactive. Oh. I turned off the oven by accident. You like the Terry chocolate oranges? I remember those commercials. This combo's getting good, guys. Holy, that's hot. Okay, so the macaroons are doing their hilarious seeping thing again. But for some reason, I can always just go back and like put that into the macaroon. So I'm gonna do that now while it's still hot. But this little one here looks super tasty. And I think I have to eat it. And then I might also need to give this a little stir. It's getting chocolatey. Okay. How to fix coconut macaroons if they're being funny.
Maybe it's the eggs.
Maybe it is the duck eggs. So I've never had this happen to me before.
Because the white is weird in them, right?
I don't know, guys. But all I know is that they are tasty. Even if they bake up weird. You guys want me to make peanut butter cups? I'm down. I love working with like chocolate and baking. Giant bird dropping. This one? Totally. Oh, I'll let it cool off a bit first though. I do not feel like burning my mouth. But either way, these look yum. Just a touch of golden color on the top. Okay, double boiler bowls tend to get hot pretty quick, so just keep that in mind when you go to grab it. Don't want any burns. And then we're just gonna stir our butter into our melted chocolate now. Then what else do we need to do here? So we need to whisk 2 eggs and 2 yolks into a bowl together with a 1/4 cup of sugar and some salt. I'm gonna use this bigger bowl for that. Tristan, she's never done that. She's really good. So I'm using duck eggs. So I'm gonna use 2 full duck eggs and just 1 yolk. See how it goes. Press forward or play. We do have a garden. What was the biggest garden we ever had? How big was that one? Like 30 by 30 was the biggest garden we ever had. It was honestly a lot of work to take care of, but the payoff was so great. Okay, I can turn my heat off now because I can tell that my water is boiling underneath. You don't want to get it too hot. Just make that really nice and smooth. Make sure there's no lumps in it. The smell, so good. Like, look how shiny that is. It's like a crop, pretty much. Like, we are giving away food to the neighbors. Okay, going in our bowl with our eggs, a 1/4 cup of sugar. I think I might put a touch of vanilla in here as well, just because it's so good. I know Finn likes that good vanilla. It's so thick, guys. And our touch of salt. Do not forget that. Salt is such a good flavor contrast to dark chocolate. I'll probably do a teaspoon. Now let's watch this transform as I whisk it. It should go a little bit lighter in color, similar to the creme brulee. What's up, Tristan? Fire away. We're getting there. P.S. This is an arm workout day. Maybe a touch more. There we go. So it is starting to go more pale. That all depends on the type of cut that they're using for this steak. I mean, the age of the beef also has a big factor in that. And the way that they cook it. So what type of steak do you usually choose when you go out to eat? Okay, that looks good. Now we can fold in our chocolate and butter, but keep in mind the chocolate is still warm, right? So we don't want to scramble these eggs. Just add a little bit at a time. That's why I took it off the double boiler just a little bit earlier so it could cool off. Prime rib or middle cut. See, that's pretty shocking to me because either of those should not be chewy. So either they're not actually giving you the prime rib or ribeye and giving you like a chuck steak instead, which is the more tougher piece of meat that they should be using for a roast beef, let's say. Or they're just choosing cows that have been overbred and overworked, and then the meat's gonna be really tough. I think beef as a whole, though, is getting pretty overpriced. Especially for the quality. I've found, like, over the years that the quality has definitely declined. This is looking good now, guys. Holy smokes. A lot of places, if they say they have short rib on the menu, you're not actually getting short rib. You're just getting braised chuck. And they just cut it to look like a short rib. It's really sad because you're still paying like $40 for that plate, right? See how thick that got in like such a short amount of time? I didn't even add the flour yet. So 2 tablespoons of flour going in here. Not much at all. And you want to make sure there's no lumps either. Oh, it's so dishonest, Finn. That's why I never choose to go eat steak at a restaurant anymore. So I just don't trust them anymore. Times are a-changin', my friends. So it's just an A grade, Tristan? Because we usually get like AAA in all of our stores. I don't even think we get A grade. See, there you go. Okay, so here is our lava cake batter. Yum. Whoever gets this whisk is a happy person. Now, what? It's gross?
It's bitter.
Oh, okay. She's not happy. I lied, guys. It's not good. Now these are gonna go into our ramekins. You want to only fill these about 3/4 of the way, not all the way to the top, because they will expand a little bit. Just try to make sure all of the ramekins are filled evenly. That way they all bake at the same rate. I might have to take a bit out of this other one. We'll see. Yeah, too bad she can't have any of this stuff, though. Okay, this one, I'm just gonna pour a little more out of it. Hopefully that doesn't wreck it. I got too excited, though, guys. And I still have to stick some Rolos in the middle, because we're sick like that. The dog's burning a hole. If she could, I'm sure she would. Let's do 4 Rolos, because these are the mini ones. More chocolate, always. And then I'm just going to push these down so they kind of go into the center. That way all the caramel should actually stay inside, because these will be gooey in the center still. That's why they're called lava cakes. And you know I'm gonna be breaking one open on stream for you guys. We have to. It's like the best part. Okay, that looks good. I am full of chocolate now, everywhere. Yum! Now, oven is gonna go to 450, so super high actually to bake these. I was a little bit shocked when I read that. But they don't take very long to bake either. 12 minutes. So what did that take me to make up this mix? Maybe 10 minutes? So you can have a lava cake on the table within half an hour if you really wanted to. All you need is chocolate, some eggs and sugar, and maybe a little bit of flour. But most recipes don't have flour in it. Yeah, they are lucky, but I feel kind of bad because I do ruin them a little bit for when they go out to eat. Like, I've turned them into pretty picky eaters. They haven't gained any weight. If anything, they've lost weight. Everything in moderation. Like, we eat all of my leftovers all of the time, and it's not like I make anything really, really fatty. It's definitely less fatty than you would get out of a restaurant, by far. It is a win-win. So I'm gonna just show you guys a creme brulee real quick because they are starting to set up. So see how it's shaking a lot less now? I don't know if you can even see the jiggle in the middle. But I am gonna pop these in the freezer. That way I'll be able to serve them for dinner. Yeah, in some places, Tristan. I would definitely say Americans do eat a lot more crap than us. I don't know why it's like that. I really don't. Maybe because it's just so inexpensive. But yeah, American portions, you can usually share one meal between two people compared to a Canadian portion. Rush, I am great. How are you, sir? I'm just about to put these brulees into the fridge so they can set up for dinner. And other than that, guys, we are on point. What do I got for time? 5:23? Yeah. One dessert's done. One's about to go in the oven. And all we have to do is pull our chicken for our soup. Love creme brulee. It's the scary dessert that no one makes, but it's so easy. Oh, for sure, Tristan. Just gonna put these little guys away first. And then we will carry on. Oh, and I have to eat my macaroon snack. So as unappetizing as that turned out, because it's like such a flat little piece, I know it's going to be amazing. And I might share it. Bring on the fire. I know, soon. Oh yeah. Just boiled in grease. The buffets are insane. Guys, that's a good macaroon. But seriously, there is some of the best food I've had in my life there. Like, all of Ramsey's restaurants are amazing. Here's our hilarious little chicken carcasses. The broth is like congealed into the fat. If I wanted to, I could have roasted this previously to putting it in the broth, but I didn't want to use my oven up to make the creme brulees. And then this little guy back here, the chicken oyster. Best piece. The Wynn breakfast buffet. I went to the Bacchanal. It was so good. It smells like bacon. And that's actually an accurate fact. But I think we're all going to be surprised how much meat is actually going to come off of this. And that was the oven for me to put the lava cakes in. It's saying, hey, I'm ready. I'm just going to finish this one off first. Nope. Dog. That's my man. Tom Kagai on point. This soup will get you fired up for Valentine's Day. The spice is nice. Yeah, that's definitely the better choice, Tristan. Is for you to be able to order it fresh and watch someone make it, especially for breakfast. No one likes old crusty eggs. Okay, I think that's almost it. We're gonna push the limits on that thing. And then we'll throw it up. Just pull up the edges a little bit for me, please. It should be good. 13 years. I believe that. I've watched some pretty crazy documentaries and food shows on Vegas. A lot of the kitchens are underground. Very, very cool. I don't know if I would be able to do that though. But at least she does make like a good salary. That's pretty much double what I was making. Okay, these guys are going in 12 minutes. Maybe we should give this a little stir. Holy, that smells good. And let's add our mushrooms. These are gonna take about half an hour. Just rinse this out, otherwise it's clean. Just a dry mushroom. There's nothing. That's all clean. They might float for the first bit, but over time they'll start soaking up the liquid and they'll drop down. Fun with shrooms. Okay, I'm gonna leave the camera up while I finish pulling the meat off these chickens, but we can chat. I'll pay attention. Just I know that you don't need to see me do this. I wonder what kind of hours they work in Vegas, though. November is the time for bluebells. Finn, what are you talking about? Via the chicken oyster. It's like gold, guys. If you didn't know, now you know. Strangest mushroom I've eaten? Probably a lobster mushroom. Those are the ones that are really orange and yellow in color. Pretty much look like a cooked lobster. I do love all mushrooms though. Chanterelles, unreal. I mean, either shiitake or cremini is usually my go-to at the store. Oh, magic shroom. See? Obviously, I've never done shrooms. Otherwise, I would have known that. I had a sip of someone's mushroom milkshake in Thailand, and it tasted like crap and didn't do anything. That's my one experience with shrooms. On Mushroom Mountain. But I do know quite a few people that pick mushrooms out here, for sure. That's nifty. Definitely need to go back to Thailand one day though. I've got this itch. I just can't scratch it yet. Tristan, what was your favorite Canadian city that you've been to? Since I know that you've traveled to a lot of them. Did I eat live snake there? No, I didn't. I don't even know if I saw the opportunity to do that. It was more just like bugs and scorpions. I did have the poop coffee though in Bali. That was interesting. It wasn't expensive though, like right in Bali. Not a chance. But I know to buy it here, it is expensive. I guess just because of shipping and stuff. We got 5 minutes on our lava cakes. Let's give these another stir. I'm probably going to cut those mushrooms down a little bit smaller when we go to eat the soup later. Just because they are a little large and in charge. Two more chickens left, and I'm done. Let's see if I can be done by the time the lava cakes are done. You can do it! It's all about those timings, guys. Gotta push yourself. Okay, 3 minutes to do one. I'm gonna do it. You're terrible with water boiling timing. Did it go over? What happened? Yeah, that sounds a little bit accurate. Even if it comes up to a boil though, you can easily just turn it down, and it's good to just chill there if you have to do some other stuff first. One minute. I got this. Crashed. It's really quiet, hey, Finn? It's okay. I'm down with chill streams, too. Oh no, Tristan! Okay, here is all of the chicken that I got from those. Probably about 8 ounces worth. Give these another stir. And here are our lava cakes. Can you see the butter sizzling on that one? So good. He's got it under control, Finn. He's like, I got this. At least you have solar. That's awesome. Okay, we have to let those sit for just a couple seconds. Wow. $70 for a whole year. That's it for the oven. This can go off. I'm gonna center this just over the soup. Yeah, that's good. They're still sizzling. Okay, I'm gonna pour the ugly one out first. So because we buttered and floured the outsides, it should easily fall out. If you're scared though, you can always run like a really thin knife around the outsides just to make sure, which is what I just did. And I will turn it down because this is like the best part. You need to see it fall out. And it's scary because this is hot. Oh yeah. Don't touch. And now we need to get in there. So make sure I'm nice and centered. Get out of here. I'll go into this guy because I know it's a lot more clear. Except you know what? We're blocking the light. Okay. Yum. So you want it to be lava in the center. That's the whole point of this. And don't worry that it's not cooked, because it totally is. Just we put so much chocolate into it that it's never gonna actually set up. Such lava. So nice. And by all means, eat this with ice cream of sorts. For sure. Now it's tempting me, and I'm sad, guys. Okay, we got our macaroons, we got our lava cake. Creme brulee is chillin'. Let's see how these mushrooms are doing. Are they softening up? They are softening up, so probably a couple more minutes. And then I'll be able to cut them up. And when I take the mushrooms out, that's when I'll add the rest of the veg. Homemade ice cream, yes. I wish. I didn't plan that well, did I? I'm pretty sure we have some vanilla, though, in the freezer. And then tomorrow, guys, I'll just go over what I'm doing. I'm gonna do a whiskey sous vide pork chop with smashed rosemary garlic potatoes and a roasted beet salad. And I just realized my head's cut off. Head cut off. If anyone has had smashed potatoes before, you know the hype on them. But if you don't, be sure to watch this because they are so good. Oh, and then Friday. So I'm streaming Friday instead of Sunday now. I don't know if you saw the update on my schedule. But we are going to do a reverse seared steak and then finish it on the big green egg on the charcoal grill outside. So I will set up the camera outside and everything so you can see that. Super fun to work with. Yeah, the beard's home. And then, you know what else I'm gonna make on Friday? Mushroom ravioli from scratch. It's gonna be a pasta day. And then just some simple, I guess, buttered asparagus, or we ended up picking up a little baby squashes for the side. Good old steak and pasta meal. And then hopefully this weekend we can go crabbing. I'm gonna go check the creme brulees real quick. Baby chillin'. Not quite ready yet. Your diet is pizza and pasta? Aw, yeah. 2 best carbs ever. You guys want fire? I can quickly just light one up, but they're definitely not set yet. And I guess I put my sugar away for nothing. Because I need that for the brulees. I'll just go grab one. That way you can see how they're supposed to be done. Okay, so this is actually one of the most important parts, is making sure that you have enough sugar on your custard. So it's always better to start with more and pour it off afterwards. So you want a really nice even coating. Make sure you get it all the way out to the edges. I don't know how set this is still, so I'm scared to like pour it off. But this is the mistake most people make, is they put such a thin layer that they just end up burning the custard instead of caramelizing the sugar. So you shouldn't be able to see the custard at all underneath. All of the sugar. Now we can light it up. Fire. Okay, so now, oh, what was that fell off? Actually, let me just wipe off this tip first. Keeps dropping stuff. $4.20. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully nothing gross falls on. Really? So I wipe it off and another black thing falls. What doing? Okay, so slowly just keep going over the sugar back and forth. You don't want to stay in one spot for too long. It shouldn't be a fast process. This was another thing that I learned really early on, is how to make a proper creme brulee. The sugar should never taste burnt. It should be a caramel that hardens on top. So I know you guys might not be able to see, but it is slowly melting on top. But having this much sugar is gonna let you be able to crack through it. Like, that's the most satisfying part of creme brulee, is doing that initial crack with your spoon and then seeing the custard underneath. So you can see some parts are already turning golden, right? I don't know if you can see. I know. Actually, let me see what I can do for you. What if I just raise up my surface a little bit and make it closer to the camera? Okay, if I kind of shade it, can you see there's some golden spots on it? Slow and steady. And always make sure you're doing this over top of something that's not gonna melt or light on fire. So you don't want any parchment underneath these or anything like that. Put it above an alcohol bath. Yes, do it. See what happens.
What?
We're getting there, guys. You gotta slowly create that caramel crust. No burnt pieces. Whoa, thank you. I've been gifted with wine. Valentine's Day has begun. We're almost there. I'm just gonna turn this part. Drink up. Hi, Stella. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm a little focused on this right now. I want to make it perfect. It starts to get a little bit too dark in some spots. Just give it like a little kiss with the flame. Almost there. Boom. So that part is really hot because you can see it's still bubbling, right? Okay, I'm just gonna wipe. You never want any extra like granules of sugar on your rim. You always want to keep that really nice. And there should definitely not be any sugar granules on the top of your creme brulee. There we go, guys. Dab. I'll show you the wine in a sec, Tristan. But there is our creme brulee. I know the center kind of looks hollow, but it is completely... I guess glassed up. Thanks for the follow, Stella. Okay, let me just take this down. Always be very careful because it is going to be hot around the edges. Here is the wine. Hillside. Oh, I turned it the wrong way. Hillside K White 2015. And this is from Penticton in BC. No oysters today, no. We did chili peppers and chocolate. Cheers, my friends. Ready for cocking? Not quite yet, Finn. I just want it to set up just a touch more. Here. Where did that go? Down. Okay, let's see where our shrooms are at. Our fun guys. They soften up nicely. It is a Vitamix. Good eye. I love how you guys can spot all of those things in here. Yeah, Finn, we can't crack it right away because the sugar was still, like, not hardened, but I can feel it now. It's still a little bit, I guess, soft right there in the darker spots. In the darker spots. I couldn't show you, but 2 more seconds. And while we wait, I'm going to take these mushrooms out and start to quarter them up. And then at this point, I can also put our other veg in to start softening. Looks glazed. Oh, it is. It definitely is. I don't think the creme brulee is set yet though, but I will crack it for you. It'll always set up after in the fridge. I'm not scared. Give you that close up. Okay, ready? Someone's got to clip this, by the way. Soon, Tristan. Soon. We'll have a Baked with Kate stream. See how it's pretty liquidy, but that was the exact type of crack that we're looking for. And the custard does taste really good. Just it's not set because we took it out of the oven maybe an hour ago. And then it's really good to just eat those crunchy caramel pieces with the custard. That gives you a little bit of a texture contrast. So I'm just gonna go put this back into the fridge so it can set up. But at least now you guys can say you know how to make a creme brulee. Okay, mushroom time. Smells so good. Cabbage is going in. Along with our mixed beans. Oh no, she's backseat cooking again. And cilantro. Give that a stir. And then it's almost time to season. You guys good? You chilling? These are the earthiest mushrooms ever. Just watching. So see how the middle of the mushroom is still like a little bit dry? With me cutting this open, that's just gonna make them soften up a lot faster. So then the broth can get right in there. Stella, do you actually have a chunky puppy? I love that username. Stella is the chunky puppy. Cute. What kind? We like doggos here. Yeah. Okay, shrooms are going back in. husky. Cute. The fluffiest, that's for sure. So I think it's time. I didn't chop the mushrooms because they were dried. So I had some dried shiitakes that I thought I would use up. Super, super flavorful. Great for adding to soups. Oh, no problem, Stella. Don't even feel bad. We're all in this together. So I'm gonna give this a stir and then try the broth. Definitely a hearty soup. Probably need to add a ton of salt. Maybe something sweet and or spicy. We don't grow mushrooms.
They're just everywhere.
Yeah, they're just everywhere on the side of the road. Mmm. Probably a good 2 tablespoons of salt is gonna go in here. Maybe even more. And it's not spicy at all, even though I added the 3 chili peppers. So I think I might grab some of the chili garlic oil and use that for a garnish. It is coconut based. I have 2 cans of coconut milk in here and then about 8 cups of chicken stock. There we go. Now it's tasting more like it should. I think I'll do a couple cracks of black pepper as well. Because why not? Cholesterol. Okay, that's perfectly seasoned now, guys. Now all we have to do is wait. I'll get the bowls out. I mean, I guess I don't really have to show you the soup in a bowl, because all I'm gonna do is add the pulled chicken to it, which is this guy. And then literally put it in a bowl and taste it. If he doesn't like it, he will wear it. I don't know about that. Also, I don't even know if I've cooked anything that he doesn't like. He's not picky. But I will tell you that this broth definitely has notes of lemongrass and lime leaves. If you can't find lime leaves, you could also just use lime zest and juice. But other than that, it's not really spicy at all. You can make it spicy if you want to, by all means. Just add a couple more peppers.
There's no. Oh, it's very low.
What?
Is it on?
Yeah.
Oh, it is on. Hey.
Everyone thinks that my burner is not on, guys. It was just on low because we wanted to simmer the stuff.
Sorry.
But even like the fresh cilantro in there is not overpowering like most people think it is. And as well as the coconut milk. You don't get that huge like in your face coconut flavor. Everything rounds out really nicely. And you could also do this a pork version if you want. Yeah, Chef Mama. Always.
It was me.
No, it was handyman Tristan. But other than that, I think I might call it a night. You guys saw like exactly how to make the soup. And by all means, you don't have to add mushrooms or cabbage or beans. You can add peppers or some kind of squash as well. But it's a really good soup to just always have on hand. It always reheats really well. And then you also learned a couple new desserts today. I would love to see if you guys ever make it. Send me a photo. And if you don't know where to find me, feel free to give me a whisper or go to my channel page and find me on social media. I know you already found me, Tristan. But Finn and Stella definitely haven't. I do post on Instagram daily. So that's a really good place to follow if you miss anything. And welcome to the stream, Stella. I love always seeing new faces in here. One step closer to my follower goal, always. Alright guys, happy Valentine's Day. Hope you all have a great night or morning, depending on where you are. And I will see you tomorrow, same time. My schedule is posted on my channel page if you're ever unsure. Yeah, I might have to eat an onion soon. I guess we'll see. And we got some pork chops going down tomorrow for Thirsty Thursday. Aw, yeah. Alright, guys. Have a great night. I will see you tomorrow. I'm sure. And that's it. Cook with Kate is out. Another episode done. Bye, Finn. Eat more butter. And bye, Bran.
Bye, Randall.
Hopefully your stir fry was really good. I'm sure it was. We out. Peace.